Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Erica. Thank you so much for coming back and also showing me so much love on my first video. I really appreciate it, and yeah, so happy to share more with you guys, and I'm excited to see where YouTube goes, so stay tuned. So today I went to this really cool car festival, one of the world's biggest car festivals, called Fuelfest Japan, a couple days ago. So today I'm going to be doing a little recap of that, and then I'll show you my vlog from the day. So super excited. I think all in all, you know, going to this car festival, to Fuelfest Japan, it made me, you know, I always knew that Japan's, you know, car culture or the car industry, you know, meant a lot to Japan and is a big part of the identity, you know, the culture and the economy as well, of course. But it just kind of consolidated that in me, and I was just blown away. Yeah. So this time I went, it was my first time going to this particular car event, and I went through my work as Japan ambassador. So I'll get into that more in a separate video. But in March, I was selected as one of a few Japan ambassadors to help promote, you know, the beauty and rich culture of Japan. So that's another passion of mine. And yeah, I love cars too. So honestly, it was such a fun day. But yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about Fuelfest. So Fuelfest is an event to, you know, celebrate cars and car culture, and I've been exposed to some of the car culture in Tokyo through some work and friends and whatnot before, but this one was just so big. So it was held at the iconic track called Fuji Speedway in Shizuoka Prefecture. So how I got there was I took a bullet train from Tokyo Station to the station called Mishima in Shizuoka Prefecture. It was about like 40 minutes, really quick, and then I rented a car with some other girls and we drove there. But it was pouring rain, and when we got off the train we were like, oh my god, can we even make it to, you know, safely to the event, or, you know, is the event even going to be going on? Because it was, honestly, it was pouring and it was pretty intense. So we were a little worried, but it was, you know, there were lots of people there. It was amazing. Yeah, it was just full. Everyone was so full of energy and so engaged. And when you get there, so the place itself is huge. You know, the track is big, but also there's just a lot going on at the track. I mean, not on the track, but outside the track. So there's a lot of pop-ups by businesses that, you know, car companies too, but also businesses that like do car modifications or does, you know, sells different car parts and stuff. So that was really cool to see. There were also like live performances by artists. One that I really, you know, loved in particular was this Wadaiko performance by this father and son duo. They were visiting from Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa Prefecture, and this area is they have so much to offer, guys. I went actually, I've been to, you know, different parts in Ishikawa, but in June I went to Wajima, which is where it's in like the Noto area, and Wajima City was just amazing. They're famous for like a nationally treasured lacquerware called Wajima Nuri. So beautiful, and just the craftsmanship is crazy. And also they're famous for like these beautiful rice fields. So many things, right? But it's also important to note that they were hit very badly by a serious earthquake that hit in January 1st of 2024. So it's already been, you know, a little while, but because it's a peninsula and it's kind of on the edge of, it is on the edge of Ishikawa Prefecture, and it's a lot harder to get resources there. So it's just been, I think the recovery, even compared to other, you know, disasters caused by earthquakes, it's been slower, and you know, the people there are doing their best to rebuild, but there's still a long way to go. And it was quite, yeah, it was quite devastating to see when I went. There's still houses, you know, crumbled, and you could see the aftermath of the earthquake and also the tsunami. And they also suffered like water disasters, like heavy rain after the earthquake, and recently as well. And so it's just been, you know, a lot for the people there, of course, and the community, and they're doing their best, right, to rebuild. But yeah, so my point is, it was really powerful to see the performance by the Wadaiko, you know, performers. You know, it's beautiful that the father and son are doing it together in the first place, but the son was saying before the performance that they're doing this also to express and show through their performance that, you know, they're trying their best, like gambatteru, which is it doesn't, I don't know if it's, yeah, the most appropriate translation to say we're doing our best, but that's kind of the sort of the energy that they wanted to express, I would say. And yeah, it was just really, you know, with drums. So Wadaiko, wa means Japan or Japanese, and taiko means drums. And so the Wadaiko performance, you know, you can just feel the drums and, you know, the vibrations to your body and your heart. So it was really beautiful to like feel their, you know, energy through the performance. And yeah, so that was a really cool performance. Imai-san, that's their name, the father and son duo. And then it was really cool to also have Cody Walker and Michelle Rodriguez. They were both there, and you know, it's cool to have them, of course, and see them, you know, other than the movies of, you know, Fast and Furious, so cool. But also to see them here celebrating, you know, Japanese car culture. And it was, you know, they were so, you can tell they were really excited to be there and, you know, see everyone too. So that was amazing. I think there was also a drift show that was really cool on the track. So that was quite intense, being so close to the track and seeing that. I'll show you a clip later. But another thing to note that kind of, you know, separated this from all the car events I've been to is just there were so many different cars. Like there were supercars, like, you know, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, but there were also like K cars, you know, there were Alfards on the track. It was so interesting. Of course, there were like Porsches, BMWs, Nissan GTRs, so many, right? So many JDMs. So it was really cool to see such an eclectic variety, and there was a lot of everything. So that was amazing. And just, yeah, it was such a big event. So I highly recommend, if you're going, you know, it's an annual event. So if you're going to Japan or Tokyo or Shizuoka around, you know, this time of year in August, and you're, you know, you enjoy cars, or even if you don't, honestly, even if you're, you know, not so crazy into cars, I think it's still such a fascinating experience. And it makes you realize, like, you know, wow, like this is such a big part of Japan's identity. So that was really, yeah, fascinating. And I'm so grateful to have been able to go through my Japan ambassador work. So yeah, that's about it for now. And I hope you're having a great day. And without further ado, let's get into the vlog. Rain, it's crazy. It's actually not bad at this very second, but it's so bad. Bye.